talk about an utter disappointment. As usual, when it comes to covering the Avatar franchise, I have to make this video to discuss what was just announced around it, in particular with its first movie, of which we now officially have a title for. And not to bury the lead here, but it's not a good one. We are going to be diving into why the recent announcement at CinemaCon 2025 for the new Avatar movie left me feeling disappointed, and how it fails to live up to the excitement we've all been wanting for years now. So like I just said, CinemaCon 2025 is underway this week, and it is coming to a close, and with that was the panel for Paramount Studios, who are closing out the week. It is the event that takes place every year where movie theater owners come to view what studios are going to be offering for them in the coming year, as well as discussions around other things in the business sense of it all, which is not related to the movies. Multiple different studios come every year to show off what they've got, and with this comes Paramount showing off what they have to offer for 2025 and on until next year's CinemaCon event. Lots of people were thinking that this would be the right time for Paramount to showcase some stuff around the Avatar franchise, in particular with the adult Aang Gang movie that has been confirmed for a while now. Going over to IGN, they say Paramount revealed the new title for their upcoming Last Airbender animated feature film coming to theaters January 30th, 2026, and it is The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender. The studio made the announcement at the CinemaCon presentation on Thursday. No footage was shown, but the film's logo was revealed. The Legend of Aang's voice cast includes Eric Nam as Aang, Dave Bautista as the villain, and then the rest of the cast who will be voicing the other members of the group. So with that all being said, let's just get into the meat and potatoes of it all with talking about my disappointment for this announcement. I can't stress enough how much of an embarrassment this announcement is with regards to what it actually means to care for the franchise you are marketing for, or the lack thereof of marketing if we want to be totally honest about this situation. Not only is the title not good at all, but just the fact alone that we as the public don't get to see absolutely anything from this is just insane. Honestly, just call it The Legend of Aang at this point. There's no need to include The Last Airbender subtitle. It just feels like a play on words that doesn't fit at all. Even then, The Legend of Aang is a redundant title given the last show we got was called the same thing but with Korra's name attached to it. I get that now this franchise is being put in a weird corner with how they have to title certain things because of the fact that another franchise has the very same name, but in my opinion, you have to be a little bit more creative than just rehashing a name that you've done before. It's too long, doesn't fit, and that's just my opinion about it. With regards to the fact that they didn't show anything else to even the panel there at the event, it just goes to show that they are not taking this seriously at all. They couldn't even be bothered to bring the cast out, they couldn't be bothered to reveal the logo to the public, and they couldn't even be bothered to show 1 ounce of footage, even if the footage is not fully complete. They are reportedly done with production on the movie, so I have to ask the question, what gives? I don't care if you show drawings of what they've been working on. You still have to show something. This movie is coming out next year before the next CinemaCon event. You have to give us something, and we just didn't get it. Seriously, I can't believe we are going on another year from this big event, and they just refused to release anything. January is also a very odd release date. I'm not sure I feel that confident to say that the movie will be good if they are putting it in the dumping ground that is January for movies every single year. In general, I will make a small point about this because I'm going to be making a full video on it about this in the coming weeks, but I am just so dissatisfied with how this franchise is treating marketing as a whole. You have so much potential to make this a big event kind of thing for a franchise that people look at for putting out one of the greatest television shows in history. There is so much expansive lore, world building, and appeal to this world that they can lean on, but they just refuse to put it out there for us to consume. I personally have never been a part of the train of people who believe that this franchise is an anime. I've always looked at it more as a cartoon, but I think you have the potential to market it like it's an anime to where you can get people to really be into this stuff. The Avatar franchise features some of the coolest ideas that you have ever seen in the fantasy genre, and in time, if you actually put the effort into it, you can really get people on board. I'll leave a link to this in the description, but at the same time of all this happening, there was also another announcement for an Avatar Legends role-playing game around the character of Roku. It's called Voyage of the Unity, and it is a premium edition adventure set from Nickelodeon. I don't know if anyone here watching this video is interested in this kind of stuff, but I will link it in the description in case you are. To close off this portion of the video, to quote my friend the Avatarist, we live in a world where more information was said and shown for the movie at the 2023 CinemaCon event than the 2025 CinemaCon. Just let that sink in for a moment. That is my rant about the marketing. So again, I will have a video about that in the future discussing a lot more stuff. The last thing I wanted to mention here before we close off the video is the inclusion of one name, Steven Yeun. Now, everyone here who is a fan of this franchise knows that he is in fact the voice actor for the very first Avatar himself, Avatar 1. You are probably wondering, how exactly is he a part of this movie? About a week ago or so now, it was revealed publicly that he was confirmed to be returning for the Avatar animated movie to voice an unknown character. My friend Caleb Williams at Night Edge Media reported on this very thing with the inclusion in his article that the rumors speculate that he will either return to voice Avatar 1, a new character, or the big rumor of it all, which is that he will be the voice of the older version of Zuko, taking over for Dante Bosco. Story-wise, it could be a stretch to say that he will return as Wan, although I think that would be a very, very interesting conversation to see him have with Aang. Voicing a new character is no big deal, but voicing the adult version of Zuko certainly is. I am someone who has not seen the show Invincible yet, so only the people watching this video who have seen that show will know him more for his work there. I've heard very good things about his voice acting in that show, and of course, we already know what he's done with Wan in The Legend of Korra, although that was a very short amount of voice acting that he did there. I think that if there is anyone out there who could potentially do an older version of this character and is related to the Avatar franchise in general, it could potentially be Steven. It would also line up with the idea that with what they did with The Legend of Korra, you are getting an all-new voice cast to play the older versions of the characters. I'm not completely opposed to that idea because when characters get older, your voice does change, so in some ways, some of these characters do have to sound a little bit more different than what their kid versions did. I just thought that I would put this in the video because it was announced not that long ago, and people are certainly speculating on what his involvement could be with the movie. And with that being said, I am going to end the video there. Again, I'm just very disappointed in this announcement. We should be getting a lot more than what we have already gotten. I think there is potential that they could reveal some more stuff at San Diego Comic-Con in the summer, but one can only pray for that. What do you all think about this news? Let me know down below in the comments. If you did enjoy the video and you want to see more, be sure to drop it a like, and if you are new to this channel, subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Thank you all for stopping by Uncle Iroh's Tea Shop. I hope everyone here has a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you all soon for more Avatar.